it started lightning real bad. And we walked out off our porch and was looking back behind the house, and the lightning struck, and I said, "Oh, Bruce," and he goes, "A tornado."
Just over 3 years ago, terror struck Glenallen in Bollinger County when an EF2 ripped through one community, injuring several and taking 5 lives. Just a few months later, another catastrophe hits, completely wiping out a community. And a couple that experienced all of it decide to share their story. This is before and after surviving Glenallen. Bollinger County was founded in 1851. It's located about 35 miles west of Cape Girardeau with an estimated population of just over 10,000 people. It's a rural area with a background in farming and construction. This close-knit community has seen its fair share of funnel clouds over the years. According to tornadopath.com, there have been 33 recorded tornadoes since 1906. In those recordings, a few twisters stuck out, including an EF3 in 1949, injuring several and killing 1. In 2002, where another EF3 struck, injuring 16 and taking another life. Infrastructure damage would tally up to $4 million. And on April 3rd, 2023, an EF2 would turn out to be the deadliest tornado in the county's history, where 5 people lost their lives. The damage would exceed $2 million. And that night is what brings us to Ken and Stacey, who experienced this firsthand.
Well, it was kind of storming before we went to bed. It was just raining, you know, and I remember I told Ken, I said, "Well, I hope we don't get too much rain." He goes, "Oh no, nothing's going to come of it." And we went to bed.
As Stacey mentioned, storms carried on throughout the night and became more intense. 35 miles east in Cape Girardeau, I remember waking up to the noise of pouring rain, vicious wind gusts, and eerie tornado sirens. And I'll never forget the helpless feeling of not knowing where a tornado might strike. Stacey explains what was going on in Bollinger County at the same time.
What woke us up was our daughter calling us, huh?
Yeah.
She just kept calling and calling and calling because they had listened to where the tornado, they heard the tornado was headed for Glenallen, and she was trying to warn us. And so she was on the phone with my husband the whole time we was going through this tornado, you know, and it was pretty scary.
Yep.
It was just scary.
It ripped right down through town, through Marble Hill even. It followed that creek all the way down.
You always hear a lot of people say about how loud a tornado is, but you don't know how loud it is until you've actually been in one. And it is very loud. It's like a freight train coming at you, just right on you. It's so loud, and the pressure, at one point it felt like it was pulling us up through the roof, and then at another point it was pushing us down our hallway. We could hear it, but we couldn't see it because it's dark out. But me and my brother was standing out on the porch, and it started lightning real bad. And we walked out off our porch and was looking back behind the house, and the lightning struck, and I said, "Oh, Bruce," and he goes, "A tornado." I said, "It's a tornado, we got to get in the house." And after that, it was just loud, 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 loud.
It got loud, and then it got louder the closer it got. Same time, you're hearing trees go crack. And crash, and you're wondering, okay, is that somebody's house? Is that a tree?
Is that our house? Is that
and all this happens within 2 minutes. It happens just as fast as it got there, as fast as it went away. God did all this in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's done and gone.
While this was going on, Ken and Stacey were still on the phone with their daughter, who was just 4 miles away.
Yeah, she was freaking out, and she was freaking out.
It's a tornado over us.
I'm sitting there trying to keep a calm head, and after everything had happened, and I go outside and I see what had happened, that's when I lost my cool. I was like, oh shit.
In the immediate aftermath, most of the visual evidence of the destruction was covered in darkness. With no electric, the only way to gauge what just happened was with the help of headlights from cars that hadn't been completely totaled.
I'm alive. That's all I thought was, well, we're alive. Now what do we do? I was lost.
I'm checking vehicles. I'm checking our roof. I'm checking my shop roof. I'm checking the people next door had a camper. I'm making sure it's still there.
Everybody was out checking on each other.
Checking on neighbors.
That's how that
checking
town
on
was.
the Brothertons behind us.
Yeah.
Checking on.
We was just out checking on everybody.
But as the sun slowly rose, the devastation of the tornado became clear.
You seen everybody's vehicles everywhere. That should be at their house, but it's, you know, they're pushed and slid down and
It blowed a tree underneath a pickup and had it picked up, the rear end picked up. She couldn't move that truck if she wanted to. That was a fun day.
According to the National Weather Service, the EF2 tornado was tracked from 2 miles southwest of the town of Grassy to 3 miles west of Millersville, with the most severe damage occurring in Glenallen. 5 lives were taken and several suffered from injuries. Hundreds of trees were snapped at the base and dozens of farm outbuildings took on major damage along the path of the tornado.
people really showed us that they restored my faith in humanity.
They showed up. Oh, Lord.
A lot of volunteers.
We had people coming by and, like I say, doing laundry for us, cooking for us, bringing us food,
While
water,
we're cleaning
shovels, anything we needed.
They supplied it. Volunteers was coming through putting the roofs on for people at no cost.
Oh, yeah. United Catholic Charities showed up. They did a lot of the, if somebody's roof was tore off, and there were several that were, they replaced the metal roofs with all new material. Mm-hmm. It was something to see.
As progress seemed to be trending for Ken, Stacey, and their neighbors, another catastrophe was right around the corner.
Our roof was on. We had new appliances.
We had just had the roof on.
Pretty much everything was back to normal, and then about 3 o'clock in the morning on August the 13th, come the flood.
The levee is
the levee.
The levee breaking, yeah. And the
levee
reason it
breaking.
broke was because the tornado blew the trees down that were on the levee.
And it wiped out everybody. That was scary.
Just 4 months after the deadly tornado struck Glenallen, heavy rainfall hit the region, which busted a nearby levee. Several homes woke up to intense flooding in the middle of the night.
We woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, our dogs jumped up on the bed. We made them get off because small bed, big dogs. And when they jumped off, we heard a splash. And I put my feet down on the floor and I said, Ken, there is water everywhere. Everywhere.
I said, there is not.
I said, yes, there is. It's everywhere.
And I put my feet on the floor and I said, uh-oh, this ain't good.
It was chest high on me if I was standing on the floor. And our new appliances we just got fixed from the tornado, all that, it was all floating in muddy water. So that was pretty scary. And all I could hear was the people that lived in a trailer. The trailer was sliding off the blocks, and I could hear them screaming for somebody to help them, and nobody could help them. Nobody came to help us. We could hear the people up on the dry, where the road was, where it was dry. We could hear the people up there, but nobody was coming to help us. We was just there for hours, wading in that water, walking around in that water washing, waiting for somebody to come and help. That was very scary, and it was all at the dark time too. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. It was dark outside, you couldn't see, and all you know is water's rushing through your house. Tore up everything.
When Ken and Stacey say everything, that's not an exaggeration. It would force them to completely start over.
The tornado, we lost maybe $7,000.
But we still had our home.
We still had the home.
And the people that come to help after the tornado was astonishing. You know, there was a lot of people, but there was nobody after the flood. There was
no FEMA, no state,
nobody come to help.
No, the Catholic Charities showed up after that.
Cleaned
There was
people's
some
houses
church
out
groups that come up. Yeah, they come, tore everything out of our house, piled it up out in the yard, and then loaded it up with a skid steer into a dumpster.
I had to go searching through that pile of rubble that they left us for our belongings. Thank God I found my sister-in-law because they still had stuff there from where they lived with us. I found all her jewelry, her legs. She had artificial prosthetic legs, her wheelchair. They threw all of that away. We might have tried to salvage, you know, but everything was lost. Everything was gone. Yeah, we didn't go back. Some people rebuilt. We didn't go back. I am still raw over there was no help after that flood, and we lost our homes with that flood. You know, with the tornado, we still had our home. We just had to fix it. With that flood, we lost our home. Everybody lost their homes in that flood, and there was no coverage about that. There was no help for that. They talked about a buyout or some crap, but yeah, we didn't get no
Selected
help.
few got to buy out.
Yeah, a few.
We didn't get nothing because ours went through our deal was through a finance company, and the finance company got to buy out money, and we didn't get nothing.
Right.
They just paid it off,
and kept
we're
what was
done.
left. They can live with it, I can live without it. We've done just fine.
Going through 2 tragedies in such a short amount of time,
Yeah,
how do you decide what to do next?
it's hard.
You just keep your faith in God.
It's
You
hard.
just keep your faith in Him and let Him lead you where He needs to go.
I just want to thank all the people that did come out and help after the tornado, you know, because them people are forgotten. All the volunteers that come out and help you, and the people even after the flood that done all the laundry for us. You don't get a chance to say thank you to all them people. So if
No,
any of
you
them
don't.
people's watching, I hope they are. Know that I am grateful of that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you all so much for your time.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Turned out pretty good. So, in conclusion, in 1851, Bollinger County was founded. According to tornadopath.com, there have been 31 tornadoes recorded in the county since 1906, including the one in 1949 that injured several and killed 1. After the turn of the century, an EF3 hits and injures 16. It also takes 1 life and would heavily damage infrastructure. About 20 years later, the EF2 touches down, almost completely wiping out Glenallen. 5 people would lose their lives. And only a few months later, on August 14th, 2023, a flash flood wipes out Glenallen. If you enjoy history and culture videos like before and after, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Life in Cape Girardeau.